seems to be good. I have a blog, AndroidUIUX.com. I have not much time to update it recently, but there you will still find some valuable information about design, about things that you can change if you have current applications. So I call myself an Android designer, but let me just explain what is Android designer. Okay? I'm not sure if you follow design is also another very good Android developer that works on the Google TV program. So what he says in his blog about Android designer, he says that years ago, an Android designer was a mythical creature comparable to unicorns and flying spiders. Okay? It's very rare. There's no one else that calls Android designer what is Android designer. But the world has changed. The world has changed because since iPhone 7, 4.0, things have changed. Focus is now on design. They have design guidelines now. They have focus more on the design in the Play stores. So if your application is functional but without good design, sorry, you know all the functions. So now design is very important. And I just want to highlight a few people that we started up a community in the Google Plus. So I invite everyone to join if you can. It's called Professional Android Design. So just join in as in the community, join in the discussions, see what kind of things that inspire you in the things that you ask. If you have certain thing that you want to ask about design, feel free to ask, but don't post development questions. This is just pure community for design. So if you have questions, say, okay, can I put a spinner here instead of there? Yes, that's a question to ask. So if you don't answer, how do I implement this spinner inside that tab or something? Sorry, we will delete the post immediately. Okay, so this is something. Everything was just based on the libraries that we currently have. That's all. So yeah, you can have a really beautiful UI with the current libraries that you have. I would say things change since years ago. Nowadays there are so many libraries that I work closely with. You have sliding menu, if you know the Google Plus sliding menu libraries. You have what's called the action bar. Things change, but still, Android designers, if you have a chance, when you want to create applications or you are designing applications, try not to involve the developer first, okay? And after that, we have the concept, we have the design, and talk to the developers. See what's feasible, what's not, and why not. Okay? I really try to run from the code. You got to add in there. Tell me that nothing is impossible in If you tell me this is impossible to implement,
should be.
I won't believe that. It's just a matter of difficult, easy, things like that. So a few people that we are professional designers community where joining, we are actually show his website also later. Forward another really great designer that he really take care of the anti-UI methods, where things that should not appear in the Android platform. Okay, so if you have been using Android applications for quite some time, you will be immediately when you see the tab, you are going to swipe. But some of the applications still doesn't do so. or purposely doesn't do that. Why? Because they want to make it look like iOS. They want to make them interact like an iOS application. That's wrong. Because Android is not. Do not mix the platform together. So for Bob, and Mary, of course, she is actually doing Android design since 2 years ago. Ever since the grade rate of 4.2 is 4 something. Yeah, okay. So she's been doing design, and then she kind of disappointed now. She actually wanted to quit the designing job because people doesn't appreciate the design end product. People think it's only iOS meant for design. Android, yeah. Just a functional application where you do step and stuff like that. It doesn't make you feel like different. Okay? So, but yeah, she's still staying strong, so we are still working together to make the best Android designs, supporting the communities. So please join the community. So talk a little bit on Android design, of course. When here, of course, I believe some of you already have some concept of Android design and what is that. But just add things as a recap, or maybe some introduction to people that's new to this. When they start out 4.0, or maybe a little bit on the post ICS, they have followed 3 cores for the UX team. Okay? The UX team decide that for Android applications, what they really want to do is enhance the user, simplify the user life, and make the user easy. Okay? It sounds simple, okay? It's just 3 concepts, but it's not that easy to do. Okay? Because if you want to simplify the people life, how do you want to make the people life easy? It's kind of a balance between things that you can do inside the applications and things that you should or you should not do. So the rule of thumb is, of course, I'm not sure you guys here are developers or designers. Students, okay? Developers, students. So, whatever application that we build, of course, is okay? It's not meant for yourself to showcase how great are your skills. Okay? Of course, if that's your final project in the university or in a company, of course, that's going to showcase the skills. But do not forget that any application that you build is really meant for the user that you target. Okay? Even if it's a showcase, you make it, you have to make it that the user knows how to use it. If the applications that you build have a really nice transition or really a lot of icon inside applications, but the user doesn't know how to use it, that's not very good. Okay? So come back to the users. I would like to touch a little bit on commercial applications. If you really build for users, take care of their user goal. Okay, take care of the user goal. Okay, don't allow the user to control your app. Why? Because I've seen a lot of applications in market now. They start out with very simple features, where people really like it. And then this user requesting this, that user requesting that, and they're taking care of everything. And build a very complex applications. And things change. People start to complain, how come this doesn't work, why that doesn't work. So focus on the user goal, not the user why. Okay? The user want 1,000 things in the list. You are saying, I want an application that can do 1,000 things. Can you make that complete? Yes, of course, but it's not meant for everyone. So if you are doing a Twitter app, for example, of course, we have to know the user mode to build the timeline, to reply, to tweet, to add more stuff. Okay, I feel like Twitter user might use Facebook, so let's integrate Facebook inside. So Facebook inside. Let's say, okay, I think the current Google Plus application is not that good, so let's integrate Google Plus in it. Well, then it becomes more and more complex and things can become wrong. I'm not saying that definitely it will become wrong, of course, but it can go wrong. So focus on the user goal, why your application is famous, or why your application is not famous. Okay? If you have an application that have been published in Play stores, and then you find that a lot of people giving a bad rating. Why? Not because you have a face problem, they don't see your face. It's because of the application doesn't meet the expectation. You are saying that my application can do this, do that, but when I click on that, crash. When I do that, it doesn't give me any response, and I don't know if doing that already. So look at what users tell you, but more importantly is don't allow the user to control what you are going to do. You can take consideration of what they say, and then see how they fit into your applications. Okay, so users, of course, remains the most important one. So talk about so just like I mentioned, what is Android design? We talk about users, we talk about making their life simplified, amazing. But why? Okay, a lot of people asking me, are you looking into Android design? Android, boring. Look at iOS. A lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting interaction, a lot of interesting UI. How come you just don't move to iOS? Oh yes, of course I designed for iOS as well. I designed for Windows Phone as well. But why Android design catch my eyes is because I really inspired by Android platform itself. Previously I'm using a long time ago, I'm using a Nokia X6, which is running Symbian. So I use it, I'm quite happy with it. After that, I found out, come on, this platform sucks. I can't do a lot of things with it. I can't even build a PowerPoint on it. And it keep on crashing when I try to do it. So what's my next choice? Of course, during the time, iPhone, I think it's already out, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it's too long. So, okay, let's try Android. And I get a very small Sony Ericsson X8 or something. And it really feels so amazing. With this small powerhouse, I can do so much things. I can colleague in my daily job company. I told them, no one shared with me, of course, they've heard about it, but people start to know what is the difference between iPhone and Android. Before the generation, yes, people know as well, but they only know nice phone and not nice phone. Nice phone, iOS, not nice phone, Android, anything else. Okay? So this is one of the reasons why I really want to say that the design is not in focus, and at the same time, Android users really deserve real-time applications. Okay? You have the platform ready for you to create real-time applications. You have the guideline for you to know how you can build real-time applications. We have so much resources online to know how you can build a good web. So why why the Android user doesn't deserve beautiful apps. If you want to try an experiment, let's try something. We do an application in generic style, upload to Play Store, and see what's the rating that you get. You will definitely get very low rating. People are already looking into nice applications, good interactions, good features, and stuff like that. And it's no longer an iOS stuff. Okay? iOS, sorry if there's any iOS fanboy here, I hope there's no. iOS is boring. Okay? Things that doesn't change since 1.0 since Steve Jobs introduced it. So I really hope that Jonathan did change something in iOS 7. But things really bored. If you see iPhone 5, it's the same since the first iPhone. The interface is the same. The way how it launched the application is the same. Everything is the same. And people are using iPhone 5. 10 people that I asked, 8 people saying that it's still the same phone, it's just longer. But in Android, if you are talking about people that, how's your upgrade to Nexus 4, for example, the most cheap Android but with extreme specs, okay? How's your experience? Fantastic. Smooth, elegant, beautiful, can do whatever I want. Yeah, so I'm not saying that you should go and shoot iOS people and say, hey, come on, your platform is bored, okay? Come on board with Android. No. But if you are really concerned about Android, show them what we can do. We really can design awesome apps, we can design beautiful apps with so many resources that I'm going to show you later what you can absorb from these resources. So, creating beautiful app for the Android user. The third reason why you should move into Android design is, of course, it's easily create exposure for yourself. Okay? Nowadays, Android developers from the Android team, they have started really focusing on the design, and they tell you what not to do and what to do. And if you make an awesome app, it's very, really easy to create exposure. If just the people in Android developer team sharing a link in Google Plus saying that this app is awesome, you will get thousands of +1 in a few minutes, and thousands of downloads in a few minutes. Because that's the exposure that you really want. Okay? And if you create such exposure and the users really like the application, they give you a good rating, you immediately will get featured within a week. If you have certain requirements that fulfill, okay? So definitely not like if you create an awesome app then you will get featured, but bear in mind that when you're creating the beautiful app, you are not just creating to please the user, but you also make it a tool that make exposure, to create exposure for yourself in a Play Store, in an Android book. So people will start to know you, and then the next application that you start to build, people will start focusing on you. Okay, these people have a really awesome app previously, so we are looking forward to the next app. So that's the exposure that you want. The fourth is really important. If anyone of you is working in a firm or company that want to build an Android application, either for a client or either for the company itself, it's easily a tool for branding. It's easily a tool for branding where the user will use it happily and still easily recognize your brand, which I will show you an example later. One of the applications actually missed this opportunity, and I actually did some redesign on the applications and show you how it can be done, right. Okay. So this is a few reasons why I have to tell you that come on board. Android design is waiting you if you're still not there. Okay? So what about timing? So when you ask me to go into Android design, so when should I go into Android design? Anytime. Anytime when you want to create a new application, start thinking about Android design. Okay? Of course, logic behind, yes. You have to think how I can achieve that and stuff like that. But before that, look into Android design first. Look what is the flow that you want to introduce to the users. Look at what is the user goal. Look at what are the user interface or user interaction that is trendy nowadays, that people really get used to it. Okay? If you are using Android application and you are using Google Plus applications, you will definitely find that the slide the app, the dropper menu, okay, the dropper menu is a new trend. And why is a new trend? Because it's really making things easy, and it's replacing the dashboard paradigm in Gingerbread. Okay, in the Gingerbread style application, everyone is doing dashboard. Dashboard is where you have the application then you have a few icons. That's the dashboard. It's replacing that. Why? Because that looks like a redundant page. Draw menu is another way to hide that, but still allow the user to have quick access. So look at the trend. What you have to put inside your new application. But of course, I'm not saying that you must. If you only have one page, you're not going to put in the drawer menu, of course. But when you're going to create new applications, remember, start sketching out things in Android design. Okay. Second point is that if you have already a published application that has the outdated UI, yes, it's time for you to talk about Android design again and change it. Okay. I'm just going to show you a few indicators, a few very simple indicators to know whether your application is outdated. Okay? So, first, of course, if you look into the applications here, I show it's an Outlook.com application, which I will talk a little bit more because of the news opportunity. So, first, if you see the tab on top and it's not structurable at all, yes, your application is outdated. And please update the applications. With the new action bar, with the new tabs, or with the brand new interface, please update it. Okay, so the idea is that if your application still can see that gray bar on top, the second picture, you still can see that with your app title, yes, your application is outdated. Okay. Even though your application is still have a good rating with the old interface, that doesn't mean that you doesn't want to move forward. I have a few clients that stuck in this era of applications and they want to do a redesign, and I advise them, why not you do it from scratch? And things can be really different and then still retain the same user experience. So if you see this, please look into redesign or even a new, brand new build from scratch applications for your current application. The next one, of course, this, if you can see there's a menu button at the lower right. This is for a Nexus phone, Galaxy Nexus or Nexus phone. If your application can still see that button, which we call the menu button of shame, please update your applications. Please update your application to remove that and then make it work still for all the Android version. It's doable. I'm not going to tell you any detail about development because I myself is not a developer, but I work closely with developers and I know what can be done and what cannot be done. So if you still see this menu button of shame, please, okay, it's time to update. So let's talk about these applications, okay? So I'm not shooting Microsoft, okay? I'm not saying that Microsoft sucks because I'm using PowerPoint. And they are telling me that you are the first one to use PowerPoint here. Everyone using Google Doc. So I was like, okay, the Google Doc doesn't have nice animation. But it's a mixed opportunity for them. Why? Because if you compare applications that they published years ago, popular applications, okay, you see that their rating is super high. Average rating 4.2. It's really awesome for rating people of 77,000 people. If your application can get this kind of rating, you already reach. If that application is a commercial app. So 4.2 is really high, and it never go down. Why? Because people are not using it anymore. So people are not going to rate it back, and even you want to rate it back to 1 or 2 star, they will take about 30 or 40,000 people to rate 1 star to make it go down. So 4.2. But recently, they come out with another new application called Kuala applications. And by the way, this is an official Microsoft applications. You can see that there's a Microsoft plus 7, which is also strange for me because they are actually a third-party applications developer hired by Microsoft to do these applications. The recent Outlook.com applications immediately get 2.4, which is I just updated yesterday or a few days back. 2.4 immediately when they just released this few days back, a few months back. If I'm not mistaken. Why? Why? Because people is expecting different things. If you haven't tried yet, Outlook.com application is the same exactly as the Hotmail.com. It's just a rebranded applications. So why the reaction is so different? The reaction 2 years ago, people saying that, oh, Microsoft, you're awesome. Hotmail.com application is so nice. 2 years after, we come up with the same applications, with the same interface, with the same thing, with just a branding change, people start complaining. And this is why I mentioned just now. If you have an outdated UI, it's time to change. Okay? It's time to, if you still want to continue with your application, of course. It's time to change that interface. And I just want to show you a few comments from the users. Okay? From the users that why Android design is important nowadays. Because you guys are interested in Android design. Okay? Because either you guys are students that related to Android design, or you are Android developers, or you are Android designers. I don't know that in Malaysia. I'm still looking for a few Android designer in Malaysia, but I still cannot find any yet. So if I can find some that we can share experience, that would be really good. This is why I really appreciate Nazrul and Mike allowing me to give a presentation to tell the world that Malaysia also have good Android design. We also can create awesome app. Even we cannot sell the app legally. Okay? We can sell some other way. So far as I know, I actually don't know the details. But some people tell me that they can sell in some other way. We can't sell it legally because Google takes so much time to do that. For why, I don't know why. But we are capable of doing beautiful applications. And if we manage to capture their intentions, things can change. Things will allow us to sell the application, and you will be the next rich guy. And then I will still be the poor guy because I'm just designing for you. So I just want to show let me restructure. So I just want to show how important that the Android design is in the applications. Okay, so just look at a few commands that directly without modifying the words in the comments for the Outlook.com applications. So these people saying that you will think that an awesome design on Outlook.com, there will be an app of equal quality. If you are not a Google fanboy and you are using Outlook.com, you will find it really awesome because I really find it awesome. It's really nice, it goes well with their Metro design, Microsoft, modern UI design. Sorry, no Metro UI anymore. So, Outlook.com is really awesome. And the same for me. When I download the application, I'm really expecting I'm seeing something like that. But things, these people say, you think that the awesome design will be having like an app of equal quality, but you just get a rebranded version of Formula.com. Formula. It's a trend even. Okay. The next one, people have alternative. Okay. It says once I use this app, the email application in the Android is way better. It's way better and still can connect to Outlook. So if you really want to brand your, you really want to push your brand, don't do such thing. Okay. And the last one, and this is the one I also want to show you guys, is that it says it does not look good, okay, and it does not follow the design guidelines. And actually check this person. This person has no relationship with Android design. It's not an Android developer. It's just a normal user. And what I want to highlight is that people is already knowing that there is a design guidelines. And people is comparing it. People is saying that how come your application does not follow design guidelines? How come your application does not look good? Okay, so when you are doing the applications, you're for sure you're thinking that okay, your user is just normal user, and of course those pro user like Android designer or Android developers will complain a lot. But no, sorry, you have another enemy. Your normal user will still complain about the user interface if the user interface doesn't look good. Okay, so this is a very important point I want to make to you is nowadays the normal user look into quality app. And this is why I mentioned this now. Android users really deserve beautiful and functional app, okay? Not just beautiful application without functions, okay? So this is when you should go into the Android design. So a few tips, okay? A few tips that I actually go through. So if you want to know how to get into Android design, okay, to immerse yourself into the Android design world, okay, to know what's wrong and what's right. Okay, I'm just going to show you a few okay, a few resources that you might already have or you might not have, but please, if it's possible, follow all these. And if I miss any, tell me, because I don't want to miss any resource. Okay. So first, of course, the Android design guidelines. Okay, this is the very first page that you should go to when you want to talk about Android design. Okay, this page is like a Bible for Android design. If you look into it, you will know what you can do, what kind of building blocks that you have in the default Android, what kind of pattern, what kind of styles that you do, what kind of languages you should put in your applications. Okay, like if you have an application, if I actually experience a lot of this kind of application when I have some error, I just see a toast box says error. How do I know what kind of error is that? You have to tell me. Okay, you have to tell me, okay, error in creation, please try again later. So I'm assuring that, okay, I know what happened. But if you just show me out error, or you just show me some blank toast box, even I've experienced that, I don't know what happened. Okay? So please look into Android design if you, I don't know there's any PDF version or something. Actually, I'm really looking forward they release a PDF version for easy reading on the go. But just browse through the design. For developers, you guys are actually using this as well. I mean, for the new one. but they have a design tab there. So look for this, go through all the design guidelines and iOS. Okay? This is just guideline where they just guide you through how you can do things better, how user will feel when they interact in this way. Okay? I'm really lazy to do one. I can do, but it's a lot of manual things. So get some good reading material. Okay. For Android design, it's really hard to get good reading material because there's not much in the market. Okay. So this is just a few books that I really want to introduce you guys. Okay. So first is of course Smashing Android UI from Giovanni. He's from Germany. So this is a really great book. I have a copy at my home as well. Even though I'm not a developer and I don't understand what he's talking about the coding kind of thing. Actually, I understand, but I don't know how to implement it. So, but it's a really good book. Okay, because this book, I think, something that the developers will like. Because it doesn't talk about UI only. It talks about how you can implement the UI correctly and how you can implement it. So this is why I really recommend this book. If you are developers, if you're Android designer or start to design an applications, also look into it. It's really a good book. The second one, of course, Android design patterns. It's from Greg. So this fellow also not bad. The content is quite well written, and you can see a lot of pattern that it's already there, or some new pattern also, where how you can apply certain interactions, or how you can apply for certain situations using one kind of pattern. Okay, Android design patterns, and Android UI fundamentals, tool and design. This is mainly for the new Android developers or designer. You can really look into it. It's also a really good book. And these three books can get from Amazon, not in Malaysia, I think. I haven't seen one yet, even in Indonesia, so I'm not sure. But you can grab it off from Amazon and yeah, buy them together if you have the budget. Okay? But these are really good reading material. So grab good reading material. Okay? Then the next one, of course, some great website or blog. So a shameless feature, of course, talk about my own website. So sorry about that, but come on, I need to do some marketing, right? But okay, anyhow, I really hope you guys can find some inspiration from my blog, okay? Because my blog doesn't only talk about some UI parents, what should be done and what's not, but I also done a lot of redesign. I also done a lot of application redesign where you can find some inspiration of it, I'm sure. Why? It's because I'm getting a lot of emails, I'm getting a lot of messages from different people saying that, hey, I'm really inspired by applications. I'm really inspired by your redesign. Can we actually work together and create an app out of it? Okay, so I'm getting a lot of such messages, and some of the application is already in progress. So it looks quite good for my blog because things can become reality. Because when I redesign, I really doesn't hope anyone, I doesn't expect anyone will pick it up and then says, come on, I want to build an app with you. But things like this, because people see the value in Android design. If people doesn't value Android design, people won't talk to you. Why you want to do this? So AndroidUIUX.com, I hope you can visit, and then please feel free to comment, and then, or maybe if you have anything that I can write or I can redesign, feel free to tell me, and I see if I can make time for it. Definitely no problem. Okay. Next one, AndroidUIPatterns.com. Also a website that you can find a lot of good information about UI patterns in the new Android, which is by Giovanni. So, which is the author of the Smashing Android UI just now I've shown. So this is a really good website as well. Go browse through it and I'm sure it will give you a lot of information. Okay. Then with Polo, okay, Polo UI design language, where I introduce since since Honeycomb. Okay, the Holo UI is already existed in Honeycomb in 3.0, but it's mainly on the tablet, and then they extend it to the phone version in 4.0. So talk about Holo, a few websites like holo.everywhere.com or follow there, tumblr.com. These two websites is really good for you to find inspiration of how Holo UI design language can be integrated in the application so well, and then make people feel so amazing. Okay, so that's two websites. And then another one is which is really I think a Bible, styling Bible for Android developers, blog.stylingandroid.com. This fellow is awesome. He really writes out all the styling codes, all the styling development codes for you guys. How you can change this color, how you can change that color, how you want to hide that, how you want to do that. This fellow is also awesome, people. And the last one, Android, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but maybe Sarah Mataya or something. But this is also a very great guy that he actually has an application. He actually the one who made famous of the drawer menu because he really implemented it in a very nice way and then people pick it up. So this fella also shared a lot of very rare information, very rare articles where if you have already internet access now, you can browse through it. And the first post, the very last post that he posted is talk about the application transition or something, and it's really greatly enhanced user experience. Even just a tiny thing, talk about how the application fade in, fade out when the user click on the application. That's, you might think, oh come on, this is just small stuff. You want to write so long article for it? Yes, this is all about user experience. This is all about Android design. So you want to make the most smooth experience, most useful and most helpful interaction. Yes, it's worth an article or two. So these are a few blogs. Of course, there are a lot of blogs in the wild. I'm not saying that these are our only blogs that you should follow, but first follow all these first. Okay, slowly then you find more information from the other people, from other amazing people. Then follow them and get the resources. And then, or if you already experience and then you find that, oh come on, I can share some new information to people that doesn't know this, you can start your own. Okay, Android is an open system, open environment. You can share anything. Even though people will flame you after that, saying that, oh come on, your implementation's not good, this and that, but you learn from it. You really learn from it. Same as like when I started up Android UI UX.com, I did some redesign and stuff like that, and people start commenting, no, you should not do that, this is wrong, this doesn't look nice, or this cannot be implemented and stuff like that. But you learn from it. You learn from it where you knows, oh, okay, so these things is not possible. So these things can be enhanced. People sees what I didn't see. So if it's possible, start writing. Also, if you are interested in this thing, okay, start writing, sharing your stuff around the world. For Android stuff, you can easily share them in the Google Plus, and if anyone pick it up, it will become a pick of the day immediately. Okay, like a pro tips or whatever. So a few great website. So this is another resources that I really recommend you to go through every of them. Okay, every of them. Not because I ask you to see my face inside there. Okay, I only have pictures inside. I have no live or live action inside the video. But this is a really great resource for you guys if you want to know what's nice, what's not, what cannot be done, how to turn an ugly applications into a beautiful applications. This is the one that you should go. Okay, so I actually make it. I actually started it with using the Google link shortener because there's no direct link to that, but it's actually in the YouTube. So you just search Android Design Action, then you will find all the videos. So there are 60 videos um, at the moment, and I really advise you to go through every of them. Okay, every of them really will give you some new information, some really awesome information. And see, I really hate web app because my videos don't overlap with the pictures, so it looks very different from what I designed in PowerPoint. So I will use Google Doc next time. Okay, so go through all these videos, one of each of, and I'm not sure when is next, but actually this is a live show. It's on every Tuesday, 10:30 or 11:30 p.m. It's quite late, but it's worth the follow. If they are in the live action or they actually have some the first hangout last two sessions. So if you have a chance, do a hangout and then ask any questions that you have. The people that are posting it is a few people like Roman Oric, Adam Coach, and Nick Butcher. So these are a few people that really knows the coding, but they're also really sensitive about design. Okay, so it's really valuable if you ask, how can I implement that? Yes, they will answer you.
All right, everyone. Hello, welcome to Android Design.
Thank you for the introduction. So, yeah. So that's Romaneric. So please go through. I'm really advising, or I really recommend you to go through all these videos. Okay, this really awesome video that some of these, especially one episode talked about how can you change a bare-bone application into a beautiful application. That's really inspired a lot of developers and designers because they see how the interactive design works. So this Android Design Action video, please go through it. Uh, if you are interested in designing and stuff like that, please don't mind sketching up. Okay, sketch is a really important phase of designing, and I do sketch a lot. I use paper and pen. I do sketch a lot. So it's not only, yeah, we have a lot of digital coins now and stuff like that, but sketch is still something really tangible and you can feel it. So sketch it out. Uh, you can find some of the resources that on my blog. I already prepared a few A4 sizes um, sketching templates, so you can print out the Galaxy Nexus template or the Nexus 4 templates or the Nexus 7 or Nexus 10. Just print it out and then start sketching on this paper. Okay? Why sketches is because you don't limit yourself. You can draw and erase, draw and erase, draw and erase, and get the most perfect interface that you want. Okay, so sketch it out. Or if you're familiar with some wireframe too, do wireframe also. Okay, but if you're also familiar with like Photoshop or some other image editing tools, do the design immediately also can, but just remember, don't limit yourself to what you have think. So if you have think the interface this way and then you start doing it, the first design that you come out for sure is not the best. I can tell you that. I do a lot of interactive design. Uh, the first one that you come out looks nice. It will look nice, of course, but once you think through it, how the user will use it, how the user will interact with it, then you'll find, this is lacking. This should not interact with this way because the user will thought this might happen and stuff like that. So a lot of interactive design, iterative design. So this is one of the way how you can get into Android design. If you don't sketch, if you don't design, you want to talk design with me, I don't know how I can talk to you. So start with sketching, wireframe, designing, and then you will see. You start immerse yourself in the Android design world, and then you will see what's actually can done right and stuff.
So designing. Okay, then of course, if you have a Google Plus account, please follow those people that I'm not going to show you those people, of course. I have no time to collect them, but there are a lot of awesome people out there. You just have to see. If a lot of people following them, they are good follow. They are good people to follow, not follow. They are good people to follow. So follow these Android designers. You can follow me as well, but yeah, up to you. But the Android developers, like definitely some names like Roman Nurik, uh, Nick Butcher, Roman Guy and stuff. These people are really great people that to follow to get some tips or resources, and they're really active in Google Plus. So if you ask them questions, they will reply you even they are really busy in the Google groups. So follow them, and they just recently come up with a community feature. Okay, so also find community that you find valuable. Okay, so now as I mentioned just now, I'm managing a community with another three Android designers, which is a professional Android designers. But it's really kind of hard to maintain. Why? Is because when the developers start joining in, and then they start to limit our creativity. So I'm not saying that no developers should not join, okay? But as I mentioned in the early stage, if you involve developers in the very early stage, it kills creativity. Okay? Because developers will always choose the easiest path, I think. Okay? Because I also work in a software development company, so I know the trend is like that. Okay? It's not that they are lazy, it's not that they don't want to do anything, but it's just a way of working, like they want to find the simplest way to achieve that. And they will ask you, Taylor, can I sacrifice this animation because it's very hard to do? Yes, you talk to the boss. I already tell the boss that user would like the animation. Come now, you come together with me, talk to the boss, say you want the animation, or I'm not free. You do the animation, you cannot do, you tell the boss. And then ask the boss to ask me. So be critical, okay? Be firm on what you want. Of course, I'm not saying that, okay, this thing cannot be achieved in your time plan is 2 days, but these things need 1 month to implement it. Of course, you have to make it to the next project or something like that. But I do see that developers have the tendency to go the easy way. But anyhow, follow this community and then find the one valuable for you. So if you're really interested in Android design only without involving code, feel free to join our community, which is professional Android designers. We will really monitor it and moderate it really strictly. So any posting like saying, hey, can I get a dribble in white? Delete. Hey, how do I implement this in that? Delete. Do you think my promotion picture is nice? Delete. Why? Because you're not asking specific questions. You should ask, okay, should I put this shadow under this and stuff like that? Ask specific questions. Okay? Because if you go out to the consultancy firm or whatever, you ask a certain question, they ask you like, how white is the white? Which white? Ask specific questions, okay? If you have no question asked, follow the flows and then get the answer. But don't post things. I mean, not to say don't lah, but what I would suggest is if you have no informed decision, means that you doesn't know the things that you are saying is right in a sense. Just don't comment. Just be an observer. Just be an observer, following through people's discussion, and I found a point that this guy must be wrong. I reply this further and say you are wrong. Okay, but just don't be like hey, I see this, I don't like. No, not nice. Why? You also have to give a specific reason. So in community, uh, I will tell it's really hard to maintain because these people also fight with us. Like, how come you don't involve developers? So you say developers not important, is it? No, we're not saying that. We just try not to kill creativity. We don't want you to say, we don't want you to tell me when I'm doing the early stage design things that this is not possible, that's not possible. And then it will become a stock Android applications. Okay, so join these people. If you have good contributions, start contributing and stuff in Google Plus. And the last option, of course, if you want to go into Android design but you have absolutely no interest in design, or you really think that you're not talented in designing, I'm not saying, because it's okay not to do, not to know everything. Okay, it's not like saying that you want to do Android design and then you must go through all the resources that I've shown you and then you will become a professional Android designer. No, I'm just saying that you have those things, you can go through it, but if you really find that yourself, nah, this is not the thing that I want, I really can't do design, but I can really implement some awesome features or stuff like that, hire Android designers. Okay? And why I have some marking like red color, green color, or yellow color is in the group of so-called Android designer, there are also people who is bad, who is just average, and who is really bright. So of course it's come with a price, okay? But yeah, this is always the last option that you should look into. So only when you are really doing a big project and you really need some people that doing design that really give good impressions to the user, like programming stuff, you can consider hiring an Android designer. But so far in Malaysia, I think I'm the only one, but I really hope you guys can find some and then tell me, hey, come on, there's another Android designer that you can meet. Where? Sabah? No, too far. So just tell me, and then I will really appreciate that. But a lot of Android designer in Europe and US, they're really doing some good job. But be careful, because most of them have a tendency to mix iOS design into Android design. So this is definitely not something that I would encourage, because Android is still Android. iOS is still iOS. Okay, even though how I don't like iOS, actually I have an iPod Touch and iPad. I'm actually liking them, but yeah, it's different Android. But it's different platform, okay? So that's how a few tips that how you can go into Android design. So next, I'm just going to show you. Hey, come on. Actually, I thought I would talk about 1 hour, but I think it's more than 1 hour. So started late.
Exactly 1 hour.
Okay, lor. Let me drink some water first.
Okay, while you drink some water, if you have any questions you want to ask Caleb after the presentation, please do ask. If you have an app that you want to show Taylor and ask for his opinion, perhaps you have an app that you're building, you want to ask for his opinion, please go ahead and ask his opinion. His consultation for this particular hour is free. So take a button of it.
Just for you lah. So yeah. Thanks Nazrul for the promotions. Yes, please, if you really have any questions in these upcoming hours until 3, because there is another event upcoming in 3. If you have any specific applications, I'm not sure if you have, but or some design questions in Android.